joined by Sipho Sithole, who is a family friend. Sipho, thank you so much for your time on eNCA this evening. Condolences. How did you receive the news of Mom Sibongile's passing?
You know, on Tuesday, I was chairing a subcommittee of the board of SAMRO. And just at the start of the meeting, I mentioned to the board member, the colleagues, to say, we are worried about the silence. Sibongile Khumalo, we have not heard from her since sometime last year. And as a matter of fact, Duma Gandlov had called me around September to say, hey, what has happened to Sibongile? We just haven't heard anything. And then I said, I'm actually going to reach out to her because we normally tease each other on Facebook. And I sent her a message on the 26th of September to say, Sibongile, we are Pila Siswam. I mean, are you okay? And she didn't answer. And then I made several calls. And then I was reminded by when we were sitting for the first time as the industry in a meeting on Tuesday, just to remember that there's Sibongile Khumalo that has just gone silent. And I even mentioned to the meeting that I have this suspicion that the family, that she's not well and the family maybe just wants to keep it under wraps. And it turned out to be true. And I called Ayanda, the daughter, when I had, because I wanted to confirm. And she said, yes, Umama had been sick for a while, and we had decided not to make it public. But yes, it's true, she's gone. And I said to her, you know, Ayanda, just find strength that your mom is rested, because you would have seen her being sick all this time, and she's now resting in peace. For me, it's kind of difficult, because the last time I was with Sibongile, she was on stage here at Native Rhythms. We were doing a virtual concert. It was a night with Sibongile Khumalo, with my e-streaming platform. And all I remember is a live and kicking Sibongile, not the one now that has just passed on. And it's been a bad month. It's been a bad 2020. We don't know when this is going to stop. And this is a huge loss. I mean, this is someone who was even given Order of Ikamanga in silver for her contribution to the arts. And her music is timeless.
Yeah. And that's exactly the thing about her, right? She was such a musical genius, and her music was able to cross boundaries. It was able to appeal across different generations. Yes.
Just think of the song Tando's Groove, a song with no lyrics whatsoever. I don't remember the whole thing, but the most beautiful song with no words. And you would actually think that you are actually hearing what she's saying, because she was just so creative and so diverse and so comfortable with her voice. Sibongile Khumalo could be operish now, and she will go break straight into jazz and be soulful, and then she will go straight into traditional music. The album for me that really tops it all is the live recording at the Market Theatre, which also has a very interesting story, by the way, because that album was supposed to have been released on DVD. That recording, and it had it was some of the best musicians on stage, and the rumor has it that the person who was supposed to press record for the video fell asleep. That's why we never got to have the DVD of the most amazing performance, and she will never get to do it, even if we had to ask her to say, please, let's re-record that live at the Market Theatre, you know? An amazing singer and an amazing soul, by the way.
Yeah, and how was she like privately when she was not on stage? Because from the interviews that I've watched of her, she came across as a little bit shy, you know, a little bit laid down. How was she like when she's not on stage? Because when she gets on stage, you see how she comes alive.
She had a very naughty, giggish thing about her that Sibongile always looked at you in that naughty smile, and then she would just giggle. But very easy person, and that giggling and smile said a lot of words without her having said anything that much, you know. And I used to really like to tease Sibongile, and she would remind me that she's older than me, you know. She was very very graceful, you know. That's royalty, you know. But I also saw in later years, I remember a show at the Lyric Theatre that Umama Sibongile now had also people with her. I mean, she was you know, very spiritual, and you could see on stage that she's no longer with you. It's only the body that you are seeing and the voice and the music, but she's now with Abba Pants.
Yeah.
That was Sibongile for you.
What legacy do you think she leaves behind, and how do we embrace that legacy?
The legacy that she leaves behind is the one that says, if you ask any aspiring, emerging singer or 2 generations below her, they would always say, who do you look up to? Sibongile Khumalo is in that list. They would always say Sibongile Khumalo. But they could not really capture the essence of Sibongile, because Sibongile was jazzy, was soulful, was ethno, was opera and everything. So they would only just say, I wish I could be like Sibongile, you know. That is the legacy. But also, more importantly, I always talk about the 3rd page on any newspaper.
Yeah.
And the 3rd page, when you page through a newspaper, the 3rd page is it a good story or a bad story. Mam Sibongile would never be on the 3rd page for a bad story. She would be on the 3rd page because it's a good story to tell.
Yeah. Sipho Sithole, thank you so much for your time on eNCA. Thank you for coming and reflecting on the life of Mam Sibongile Khumalo.